All right, so this stream is going to be a little different. We're not going to be playing a video game. Check this out. Right there. The Broken Tavern Volume 2, The Void Touched. Title available. However, that's kind of a lie. It's not going to officially be available until Monday. So by Monday, you'll be able to order a perfect bound copy of my first ever comic book. And the reason Volume 2 is the first one available, if you didn't notice, it's because it's a print book. The print book reviewing process appears to be going much, much quicker than ebook reviewing process. I would imagine that's because they likely, I don't know for sure, don't quote me on this, I have not looked into it, but I would say that they likely use AI to review the ebooks, which is why, and it's understandable, it would take much longer for them to review and approve an ebook than it would for a print copy. I'm assuming they have an actual human looking at the print copies, because that's the print book that was really quick. I got this one approved really fucking quick. And like I said, Volume 1 I only chose ebook. Volume 2 I did both ebook and print. So I'd imagine we might even get Volume 3 next week before we even get the ebook of Volume 1 approved. So anyways, enough yapping. I don't think YouTube can quite actually see what I'm doing here. Let me fix this display for them just slightly. That should be better. Now I gotta wait 30 seconds for it to load on my end, so I can even confirm. Yep. Comic series, I have been wanting to do this for so many fucking years. My cousin first told me about his Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and the story was there. I was like, dude, one day this is going to be an amazing video game. And we had so many ideas. I got like an 800-page Google document about the game idea, you know, and things we could do for it. Like I was saying, alternative media, such as comic books, is one of the many things I've wanted to do for it.
Power off.
That was my sound bar. Zoom in on this poster here. So this is the one that got approved for physical copy. You can buy this on physical copy May what is that, 11th? This Monday. May 11th, this Monday. We will be, and I don't mind the transparency. I mean, retail price US $9.99. I'll get paid $1.93, and I'm not going to approve returns because this is my first ever book. I also went with the minimum discount because this is my first ever authoring series, so I want to get as much as I can out of it. And there'll be no plastic around the book. You can look inside of it. If we do end up getting this book into stores, because I have to do a bit of promotion myself, I'm going to have to be going into bookstores like, hey, here are all of my books. Here's my SBN. Buy some, please. Here's the trim size as well. All of that. I don't know why it says page count 26, because that's not what I put. Page count should be 24, but there's a front and back cover, so that's, you know, They must have changed that while they were approving this. Anyways, since this one got approved, 1 out of 4 got approved, we can, I guess, look over Volume 1. I had planned on releasing Volume 1 on social media entirely, so I guess we could watch it on stream. Maybe. Gotta make sure we can do it so it looks good. So I'll go to this. This will probably look way better. PDF. How do you... There we go. Now I gotta wait 30 seconds so I can see if it looks good on the YouTube end, so bear with me. And then we'll get started. It takes time. There's like a 30-second delay in my live stream. So what you see on YouTube or Facebook is 30 seconds behind real life. YouTube actually looks to be a little slower. YouTube's looking about 45 seconds. Facebook is already looking at our comic book series. I've been slaving away at this the past like 3-4 days. I don't know. I just decided now is time. It's finally time. I'm gonna make some money off this shit. Okay, YouTube's a little crooked. We finally got there on my end. We just slide over probably about like right there. I'm trying to line it up with my Streamlabs. Yeah, that should be much better. Let's hope. Now it's a waiting game again. I think I lined it up good. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh my god. Alright, Streamlabs is adjusting on my YouTube and then... Nah, we're still a little crooked. Just a little bit. Like right at the end of sign. I hate when my Facebook fucks up and I'm on a live stream and then there's like a story and a reel playing in the background. Facebook needs to learn to stop videos when you're in a video. It gets really annoying having double audio. Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about reading this shit to you guys. I'll let you all read page by page, so I'll go slow. But I will discuss the ideas, themes, inspirations for all of this stuff. Again, the core concept for everything the Broken Tavern is coming from one of my cousin's Dungeons and Dragons campaigns that I've never played, but he has told me about in depth, and then we kind of collaborated to make a massive Google Doc and slideshow about our video game. I mean, we were dead serious about this. I was fucking in Unreal Engine learning from Indian YouTubers that I could hardly even understand because of their accents. And then ChatGPT came out, and I was like, oh, thankfully, now I have an AI that I can just read and cross over into Unreal Engine. Like, it can help me with that. So, I mean, every day I'm thankful for AI because it has improved my life greatly in so many different ways, from gardening to this comic book to organizing my ideas. I mean, it's a useful tool, and I wish people would use it as such, as a tool like it is. Not so the only evil shit behind AI is the people. The thing itself is not evil. The people are. Oh, I wish people would understand that, especially all the insane Christians. Alright, the YouTube is looking amazing. So here we got the front cover. This isn't the finalized version of the tavern either. Our core concept of the tavern is think of a nail. Okay, let me restart. Let me restart from the beginning. Think of every universe, multiple universes layered like a pancake, multiple dimensions layered between each universe, just stacking higher and higher. This tavern is going to be like a nail that drives through every single universe, every single dimension, everything. The second you step inside this tavern, it's essentially a never-ending fucking labyrinth that is constantly changing and able to adjust itself. Think like the Murder Hotel from Chicago, H.H. Holmes. How they had the sliding walls, trap doors, things like that, except infinitely. Also with a heavy medieval tone, since it is supposed to be an eventual video game. Yep, this first character here, he was a chronomancer, hence the pocket watch. Chrono, time, you know. I'm sure if you've played any role-playing game, you know what a chronomancer is. So this is before the tavern scene 2. He's, with a relative, friend, local farmer guy. The farmer lost his son, hence the doll. And he was hired to go look for him. Ends up discovering the tavern. Look, he promises to bring him back. It's like, dude, I'll get your son for you, don't worry. But he's in these woods over here. These woods are really fucked. See, the woods are growling before he even can really get into them. A beast. Strike probability. This is sort of like our VATS like system. It's not exactly VATS, but every video game has something like this, whether it's hidden or an actual UI that they develop around this mechanic. There's always hit percentages. Always, even if you don't see them. Uses his chronomancer magic to kill that dog. He sees human footprints leading to the tavern, which looks like a fucking massive castle fortress. Also, I see some of the text is getting cut off in the PDF for Volume 1, so I hope it's not like that at the approval. These are two like rogue bandits that are also inside this tavern. They got a map from our map maker. But yeah, they're like, this map is useless. This place moves and adjusts, which it does from the inside, but the outside it looks different depending on what universe you're in. Think like Kingdom Hearts, Chronicles of Narnia. And then our main guy's looking for the farmer's son. That guy's looking for the way out. And then the tavern starts to adjust on them. Here's a good visual of the tavern splitting. You see how there's a void in the background? That's to hint at the fact that the tavern is sort of like a... I don't want to say a living entity, because it is beyond that, but it is similar to that, if that makes sense. But again, think a nail punched through the layered pancakes of every single universe, with doorways connecting to every world with life on it. And yeah, by the way, those guys' names are Tonk and Tleet. Those are a Deep Liedl's original character. Those two. They're literally from, like, page 1 of our 800-page Google document about the lore for this video game. So, Deep Liedl's original characters right there. Shout out Deep Liedl's for giving me the inspiration for all of this. Then we see our Chronomancer dodging through. Yeah, he gets separated from Tonk and Tleet. Now he's dodging through the tavern, running low on stamina. He's literally shattering trap blades. Almost dies right there. His magic's starting to not work very well. Especially because he's low on stamina. Which at that point, you know, when he's trying to use something and it just doesn't work, or it's not doing what he wants to, it's going to injure him. He made it. He made it through the traps. But he had to absolutely abuse his ability to the point where it physically damaged him. His arm now aged. Incredibly aged. He looks like in his 20s, 30s. And now his arm like 90, 100 years old. Because that's what he was using to activate his magic. And he was able to, like, control it into just his arm. And the kid's name, the farmer's kid that was missing, is Kalen. Also, it changed Tonk and Tleet's hair. Here is the boss. So, real quick, 2 things that'll be in every chapter, every volume. There will be a boss fight, and there will be the main character, or one of the main characters, getting a serious, irreversible injury. Whether it's the arm like the Chronomancer here, he's got the 80-year-old arm now, from abusing his magic just to survive through some traps. And now he's got to fight a boss. Yep, floor tilts, Sentinel's gravity reset ability in action. Look, and he's got to use his damaged hand, pulling the things. trying to anchor Tonk now. Then, thanks to Tonk, the Chronomancer survives. And this is a joke. We always wanted our first boss in the video game to be extremely hard, and it incredibly under-rewarding. We wanted our characters to pull off some crazy shit just to get a fucking baguette. An ultimate troll. But we were going to take it seriously after that. We were going to be like, yeah, this is going to be the only, troll that we do to our players for bosses. We wanted them to have an insanely hard white mechanic that isn't really obvious. We wanted our players to struggle with it until they figured it out. And then when they finally figured it out and killed the boss, they get a fucking piece of bread. An edible piece of bread. It's not like a weapon. If they accidentally misclick it, and that's the only one in the game too, if they accidentally misclick it and eat it, it's gone forever. Can't trade it. Yep, and then every character will gain access to a port key which transports them into their own personal pocket dimension, which will evolve with the main character over time, especially if they're the leader of that pocket dimension. They can choose not to be the leader. They could just be a common NPC in that universe, if they so choose. And yes, every dimension, every door, or every dimension, every world will have a door in the tavern. Like I said, it is the nail connecting all universes, all dimensions. And we've had this idea running for like 8 years now, but there's been so much shit with life happening. I need to make this. I'm going to make this, and I'm going to make money from this. That's the only way. So our main character gets his personal dimension unlocked after completing that, which, translating this over into the video game, the personal dimension, I've always loved video games where you can physically build shit in those video games, and your choices throughout the video games have visual consequences that you can really feel and experience in the game. Whether it's land destruction, destabilizing governments, world collapsing. I mean, there's so many variables and scenarios there that you could build, which is why I love video games like that, is because it opens up the door to limitless possibilities, as it should, as a good video game should. So these pocket dimensions, our player characters will be able to do whatever they want there. They can build up their own castle, they can form an army, they can fight other armies in that world. The only thing is, I don't want to spoil too much, but it'll come in handy towards the very, very end of our video game. It'll be a place of rest, a place to build, a place to evolve, a place to fill up and make lively, or desolate and abandoned if you wanted. And yep, he's starting to learn that his magic is kind of wild, and it is able to scar him. Here's him leveled up. We also wanted to do a stat page every single volume, just to bring some uniqueness, because my main thing video game wise is I love stats. I love looking at stat sheets, analytics, If there's a hot map in a video game, fucking love that. Show me my pathway. Show me how long it took me to complete that level. Show me exactly how much damage to the number that I did to enemies. Show me how much damage that I took. Stats like that. I love it all. Every single bit of statistics, regardless of what it is about. I love it. I love numbers. I love looking at the numbers. I love looking at the words, the meanings. So here is Kaylin's stat sheet, which is our main character's name, by the way. I should do a better job at introducing you to the characters very early on, especially because every volume changes. Here's his karma scale. He's a neutral. You know, he could be good, could be bad. I don't know why I said look there. It's an oversight on my end, I suppose. His permanent scar is his right hand. He had it damaged from his magic. Main stats: vigor, mind, reflex, willpower. Had to get the deep little shout out because this overall was his main, Dungeons and Dragons campaign that he actually ran with people, and I never really played it, but he told me about it, and I was like, yeah, it's a fucking really good idea. Let's do more with it. Here's our credits page. These are all of these are just in-game characters. Tonk, that was supposed to be Tleet. Kaylin, that was our farmer guy right there, the R. Thorn. Here's our back cover to Volume 1. Now, this will be the only volume that I show entirely for the public. Everything else, I'm going to have to ask that it be purchased the proper way. And yes, I know this looks janky and a lot of the words are messed up in Volume 1, but I can promise you, Volume 2 and on, everything is much, much more organized. Volume 1, I only used one AI. Volume 2, I used 5 separate AI for grammar, storytelling, text. I kept numbering the pages, but I was like, if it's an ebook, I mean, they already kind of number themselves, and if it's a comic book, they don't really number the pages. So for like 5 volumes, I was numbering the pages, and then I was like, fuck that. So I had a bunch of AI run through after Volume 3 to remove all of my numbering because I didn't want to go through and do it manually. I just fucking uploaded the file. I was like, hey, delete all my page numberings because I decided they don't look good. And it did that. So yeah, here's Volume 1, The Path of the Humble. Incredible artwork too. Like I cannot fucking wait. Granted, this is only ebook. Volume 1 is going to only be ebook, but everything else is going to be both ebook and physical copy. But I cannot wait to get my first physical copy on Monday, May 11th. Feeling my first ever real comic book. Oh my god, I can't wait. It has been great. Well, thank you all for watching. I wanted to do a quick rundown because I'll show it again here. We got approved, title available, publisher accepted proof. I accepted my proof. They generated my proof that they could do this, and I was like, yes, let's do it. So happy. My first ever book. It'll be available Monday, May 11th. Keep an eye out. I'll probably do another stream Monday saying, hey, you can now purchase this book. And then whenever it gets here, shipping wise, I don't know what their shipping is like. But I'll show it off in person. We'll see how it actually looks. Hopefully it looks good. Alright. I'll end the stream here then. Thank you all for watching. I'm so excited. We finally have a comic book approved for publishing. And again, I'll just remind everyone that it only got approved for publishing because it's a perfect bound. As you can see, the ebook is still processing, which is why Volume 2 will probably be out way before Volume 1. Oh yeah, appreciate it, brother. Finally get to see you in here. Thank you. Appreciate that. If we'll look in here, I'll show you. I don't know if you just joined in, but here's all this. Here will be my pricing, everything that I make from it. And no, this number is not important. This is a public, verifiable number that will be on the book. Everyone will have access to that number, so don't worry about that. That number also does not matter. It's not an important number. But yeah, $10 for Volume 1. Which this isn't approved yet. Or wait, no, this is Volume 2. Never mind. I was going to say, yeah, Volume 1 I could have swore I did for $1.99. Because it's Volume 1, you know. I won't lie, Volume 1 is kind of low quality. But I'm so glad this got approved. Let me look here. We'll show you guys a little bit of Volume 2 before I hop off. Look at all this shit I got done already. Grinding to get my first comic book published. Volume 2. This one's so much better than Volume 1 too. Like, I put way more work in this. And as I said, as we go on, as we go up in volume number, it only gets better in quality. Because I'm putting more attention, more depth, more troubleshooting, all of that stuff. So I need to look for the PDF file. Is there no PDF? Oh, okay. Whatever then. We'll do a few snippets. Of course, I don't want to show this whole book because it is going to be for sale Monday, May 11th. I'll show you his final stat page, which again is something I wanted to do for every volume we do. End of volume stat page. Because this is inspiration for a video game after all. You can see his claws. That's his main weapon, aside from his magic. His name is Zalthun. That is another Deep Leadles inspired character made about like 8 years ago. All of these ideas are incredibly old, which we are finally bringing to life. And then I'll show you the back cover. Whoa. His missing eyes. That scene is actually really good in the comic book too. Gets his eyes taken away. And again, we are 10 volumes in. Every 10 volumes, I wanted to do a little special. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it's going to be awesome. That's about all I can say about that. So yeah, keep an eye out. Volume 2, US price $9.99. I will make $1.93 off that $9.99 purchase. But I did the best quality for this volume. That's why I'm getting such little compensation, is because I chose ultra color, best quality paper, and yeah. I also chose the bare minimum discount. If I chose the higher discount, I could have done more money for retail price, but $9.99, 26 pages, plenty, perfect. Our ebook will be a little cheaper, I believe. Yep. Ebook pricing whenever it gets done processing, which since the print got approved, the ebook will get approved as well. Our ebook will be $5.99 US. I will make $2.40 for every purchase of the ebook. A little bit better because they don't have to print. It's electronic. It's already there. They just sell the file. You know. I really hope we get some sales. I am so looking forward to it when it releases on Monday, May 11th, 2026. Been a long time coming. Alright, that's enough for this stream. I've been yapping. My throat's starting to hurt from fucking talking. Just so excited. Thank you all. Please stay tuned for the release date. We'll do a celebration stream. Volume 3 gets even better in image quality too, by the way. We'll give you a little preview before the stream ends.